What is happening? Good people, good people, good people. I figured I'd go ahead and get started, man. Smitty will be on here in just a moment. Give me a second as well to make sure my audio levels are where they should be. Give me 2 seconds. But what's good, folks? How's everybody doing? I see we have a few people here early. Haven't done the show here in a while. And like I said, man, me and Smitty, life sometimes catches up to you. You know what I mean? We have things going on. What's good, everybody who's here already? What's up, Ron, Jermaine, Yashia Judah? Okay. Hopefully I said that correctly. But like I said, my good brother Smitty will be here in a moment. But I decided to go ahead and get the show started. Hold on, guys. Let me make sure that you guys are hearing me correctly. So I'm just going to play the stream in my own ear. Yeah, looks like it's playing out the way it should. I'm going to go ahead and get started, man. At least just sit here and chat it up with you guys until Smitty comes on, because I hear your feedback. I hear your feedback. I hear you guys always saying, hey, man, you always put a time up on there, and then we sitting there waiting for you. You say you're going to be on at 8 o'clock. Then you don't come on till like 8:10, 8:11. And you guys who watch my Steelers podcast, you give the same feedback, even though most of the time I'm generally available and, you know, I'm usually on right at the scheduled hour. But taking you guys' feedback, man, so at least you don't have to just sit in there in the queue and wonder where we are. So even if Smitty is not on, I'm going to go ahead and start anyway, and I can sit here and kick it with you guys. And there you have it. So basically what we're going to talk about tonight, man, just to give everybody the preliminary topic. We're going to get into, here he is. Hold on. All right, guys, there's Smitty. Like I was telling Smitty, I told them, you know, I hear the feedback from the audience, whether it's here or on, you know, my Steelers show. Sometimes they'd be like, how come you always post the time? And then we sitting in there waiting. All right. So I told them, you know, when we do the show, sometimes I might be running late. But obviously, if I started on my channel, there's nothing Smitty could do. And there's sometimes that Smitty has stuff going on. But what I will do, at least for you guys, is we'll just start. And then when Smitty comes on like he did now, here we are. Because I heard your feedback. I get sick and tired of hearing y'all in the comments. But yeah, man, all I was doing, Smitty, I was just telling them what we're going to get into tonight. As you guys see, I put in the title, man, we're just going to talk about EA Sports game development because it's so much to talk about. I mean, we're definitely going to talk a lot about Madden. All right, I'm gonna just say that right now. So we'll probably start off the show talking more. They're calling it what, FC24, which is formerly known as FIFA. We'll probably start the show with that. But outside of that, man, you know, let me just brush up on my notes and look at some of the stuff that Smitty reminded me of. Man, we got to talk about the lack of depth and franchise in Madden. We definitely want to talk about what they're doing in FC24. So like I said, we'll start off with that. And just the overall game development, because Smitty and I have talked offline. This is something that I wanted to do a video about individually. And I was like, no, I'm going to wait until I can get my brother Smitty on. But we want to kind of talk a little bit about, and I did do a video before, but we just didn't dive in depth with it. We want to kind of talk about how we would prefer EA to develop college football in conjunction with Madden and what they really need to do. And that's right, I did do a video saying that could be our last resort to get a good Madden and good depth. So we're going to get into all of that. So before we do, like I said, we're going to start off with FC24. But before we do that, it's been a while. It's been a few weeks. And hello to everybody. And I'm going to just throw it to Smitty and say, hey, man, anything you want to dive into before the topics, you know, we'll get right to it.
All right. Now, I'll just say this real quick. You know, like you know, first of all, glad to be back on here. You know, I know we've been off for a moment.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because like what they talking about on the radio now with training camp, you know, kicking into full gear and all that good stuff. I know we got the Hall of Fame game going on and everything, but
when is
it's
that,
like
Saturday or Sunday? Sunday?
the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah.
I think it's Saturday.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. But the thing is, it really cracks me up because it's like expectations are raised up for the Lions now, but at the same time, people are like wary of it. Like, well, what if they let you down? It's like, well, that's the risk. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is an area that the Lions have never been in. You know what I'm saying? They never been looked at like that. So, and I mean, with that level of expectation, like it hits differently. Like they said, all the season tickets are sold out.
Oh,
they're completely sold out. All their season tickets are sold out. There are practices that people are able to attend, fully packed out and everything like that. So it's like the expectations are through the roof. You know what I mean? Like, and it's high. You know, and I mean, you see the media outlets, they're a dark horse team to possibly make the Super Bowl this year. You know what I mean? So it's like the expectations are truly there. So it's like with that being there, this is the territory that you get into. Look, I may be late. I'm probably late to the party, but I didn't watch every single episode of it, but I watched a lot of the episodes of that show, that quarterback, bruh.
Man, I heard. I haven't got a chance to watch it. I heard it's really good.
Bro, it is.
Because I heard, I mean, I'm sure you could say it and, without giving it away, but I heard it's further than just, what the quarterback is doing. It's more to it, like all the ins and outs, right?
That's
what some people were saying, but everybody's perception is different.
I mean, did they talk about No, they talk about it's like they talk about the quarterback, what's happening on the field. They talk about the coach. It's like they talk to the quarterback, but they also talk to the head coach as well of the team. They interview them, have them in certain spots, but then they talk about their family life outside, as well as, and just the camaraderie that they have and like stuff they do at practice. I'll just say that the Kansas City Chiefs game plan to a degree, like the Golden State Warriors did that year when they played against the Phoenix Suns. This is when the Suns still sucked. And remember when they let Draymond run a timeout and then they let Iggy run a timeout and everything and draw up the plays and tell them what they're doing? That's the only thing I'll really put out there because that was really interesting to me. They let them lab on the field, and that's what they literally call it. It's like we be labbing at practice, and it's like, bro, that's some Golden State kind of stuff. Because like, if you'll see what I'm talking about when you watch it eventually. But there's no way, and I will just say this: it's crazy how you got these 17, 18-year-old kids that could go into the NBA. Ain't no freaking way in the world no 18-year-old kid can ever possibly think about trying to go into the NFL. Just watching what these dudes doing, man, ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. So much stuff these dudes deal with, but it's an interesting inside look, and you really get to see what that quarterback is about, like that position and what it entails with the team. But they put a lot of the onus on. They put the spotlight on them individually. It's a phenomenal show. It's kind of like Hard Knocks for the quarterback. To it, okay. I mean, so it's
check that out.
Did a real good job. But I'll say that because seeing all the depth that's showcased there. You gotta have that in Madden, bro. Now I'm not saying stuff that they're dealing with individually, but what I'm saying is just the depth of what they go through on a week-by-week basis. And it's just when you think about that, like watching that show, it makes you want to fire up the game. You know what I'm saying? But the game ain't, it doesn't have that meat and potatoes and everything in there like that. It's just play the game. These guys, it's a lot more intricate parts. It's like I just wish there was a bit more intricacy in Madden, more of a chess match in Madden that was like that. That's all I'm saying. But overall, though, love the expectations being set up. I just hope the Lions don't. And I mean, that's why I said with some people at work and everything. Like, I just hope they don't embarrass themselves playing against the Chiefs. You know, that's gonna set the tone.
Ooh, that's the first game, right?
That's their first game, yeah. Opening night, that Thursday night, playing against them at
in Kansas
City.
City. Oh,
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, man, I hope they. And that's the other thing too. Watching Pat on that show and seeing them, like, I don't know, Detroit gonna play them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. So, like, but I mean, we'll see. But I mean, yeah, I'm thoroughly excited to see what unfolds. You know what I'm saying? The football season. This is an exciting, very exciting time. In about 2 weeks, we'll be rocking Madden 24. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I'm excited, bro. You know what I mean? But definitely, we gotta get into these topics, though, for sure, man. So.
Yes, sir. Let's jump right into it. And I'm just putting the shout outs to Damani Green Beans. I like that name. I want to reference this when we get to the Madden bit. Because I might have some interesting comments about that in particular. I understand where you're coming from, but I think you guys will agree with my sentiment on it. But hey, man, we're going to try to do it semi-professional here tonight. So as we talk about, let me pull it up here. As we talk about FC24, as well as the latest Madden gameplay, we'll put those things on the screen. So give me 2 seconds. For you guys that don't know, EA FC24, formerly known as FIFA, is what we're talking about. I'll definitely let Smitty lead this topic because he put me on game. I'm going to let this play while we talk about it. But I'll just start off by saying this. The reason why, actually, hold on, let me press play. That would make sense, right? There we go. I'm just going to say this. It's still not showing? What's going on? Oh, you know what? I might have pressed play on the wrong one, on the Madden one. Oh. Here we go. I've been saying this for quite some time now, that Madden has to find, not Madden, EA Sports. Before we dive directly into what we want to talk about here, in case you haven't seen this, they're introducing the hypermotion. They're calling it hypermotion V. And what that really means is, these guys did something that we've been asking if it was possible for years. They basically have mocap the entire game, right? They have cameras in the stadiums. And like I said, Smitty knows a little bit more about it, so I'm going to let him dive into it. But basically, like they're showing you here, they're able to capture this real sequence. And the first thing that caught my eye, Smitty, was most people would say, oh, well, Madden does it all the time. It's a cute animation, a cute catch, or whatever. No, pay attention to what just happened there. Let me back it up a little bit. It wasn't just a kick. Everything is captured there, even the defender. Look. It's not just a cued animation. It captured the entire movement, and that's what they're going for with this hypermotion V, the next version of it, where it's the actual movement of the players. So that will automatically define superstars and yada, 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 as far as how they move, how they animate, how Tyreek Hill runs. I'm going to just use football.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? How, like, Steeler fans would know, my man YD in here, how Najee kind of lumbers when he runs, big boy. He's a big guy, but Le'Veon Bell was a little more shiftier with his bigger size, so to speak. You would probably be able to see that with what FIFA is doing. But again, I'm not going to steal FIFA's thunder. We're going to get to Madden. But, man, just off of this little bit that I'm seeing, I bear the question, Smitty. And again, I want you to, comment on all of what I'm saying here. I don't understand why EA Sports as a conglomerate does not build all of their games with the same foundation. It makes no sense. That should have been what they did from day one. And some people might say, well, Sim, what are you saying? This is what I'm saying. Myself, Smitty, Azure, NY Kia, some of you guys here in the chat, I'm just naming names. Let's say it's 25 of us. Let's throw Havo in there. because we know he developed the game. Shout outs to King Harvo. Let's throw guys like Sabo in there. Deuce Douglas with his ideas. Just a solid 25 Sim Gaming Network. We throw all these people that most of y'all know in there, right? And we a good 25-person staff, and we're developing sports conglomerate. Now, let's give Sim Gaming Network a shout out. It might be called Sim Gaming Sports, right? That's the name of our company. And we have baseball guys, and we have football guys, basketball guys, hockey guys, whatever. The smart thing to do when you build a sports game, it's in the game, remember that moniker, is all of our sports titles and our gameplay engine and our animator, all of that is on the same accord for every game. This is our core engine, and we're going to build off of this. Oh, we got to throw some football behaviors in it. Oh, let's throw some hockey behaviors in it. Let's put some football or soccer behaviors in it. Let's throw basketball in it. But the way the game is built, the foundation of how players move, how they react with AI, player motion, all of that stuff is on one system. So let's just say it's Frostbite. Everything was built from the ground on Frostbite or whatever the engine is. Let's call it Unreal Engine 5. But every one of our games that come out of the Sim Gaming Sports company is all built on that engine. So there's never us having to look at, nobody would look at any of our games and send me a message. Hey, Sim, great job what you guys are doing with the game. But I don't understand. Why is your football game, why doesn't it move like your soccer game? So I say all that to say this. Why is it every time these games come out, we got to see stuff like this in one game, and not in the other? And the reason why it's so personal to me, Smitty knows this, man. We've been in EA Sports and said, yo, y'all ever thought about like mocapping just a full game? I mean, y'all already go to the stadiums. Why don't you do that? Oh, you can't really do the pro players. Go to the college players. Oh, y'all can't really do that. Is there any local football teams? Man, even if it's a high school team, and I'm just talking about for basic anatomy, right?
Yeah.
And then here comes FIFA. But the football game doesn't have. See, and it's always, and shout out to Eric Rayweather, man. I know a lot of time he drops in and checks out the video. That's our guy. He said this before too. Man, a lot of times when FIFA gets something, Madden gets it the very next year. Why is that the case, EA Sports? It's almost like each group is competing with each other. And to me, that doesn't make sense if you're EA Sports. And that's why I said tonight's show is overall about how EA Sports chooses to develop. Because all of us can point to stuff in this game, formerly known as FIFA, or you can point to stuff in NHL. Some people can point to stuff that's in UFC or even in Madden. And you're like, okay, I don't understand why y'all got that, but they don't have this, but they have that. And then from a shooter standpoint, all of their games should be running on the same, so you'll have EA Sports and then you have Electronic Arts, right? So Titanfall and all of that stuff should be the same. It should play the same way Battlefield does, which I know Battlefront kind of did, but I just don't get it. All of these different technologies and systems within your umbrella. It makes no sense to me why NHL, soccer now, and football, let's not forget live, they all had their own separate technologies within the game. Why? So that's my rant on that. And like I said, man, I'm going to let Smitty give his thoughts on this. And my quick thoughts on it is this is phenomenal. Once again, it's going to make me look into playing this game, even though I'm not a soccer guy. It's not me. But they're going to force me to do it because this is too good to not to entertain. Oh, and here's one interesting point too I wanted to say, Smitty. Ain't it funny? You even seen me do a video a couple days ago saying I might turn off abilities. Kind of second guessing that, but we'll get into it. But ain't it funny that now in this game they're talking about these player styles and abilities? Like it's, and I'm curious to see how they're going to play out. Now, I don't know soccer, so I'm not going to be able to say if the ability is, overpowered or what have you. I don't know. But it seems like the way they're layering it on top of the way the players animate, it seems like it would work. Because what they were saying in this video is like these styles and traits or whatever match the play style, the type of player this guy is. So like the tricker, and I think one of them was, they're going to show it on the screen. I'm not going to pretend that
they have different labels for all of them, but So I mean,
I will say this, man. Traits or badges or abilities, whatever you want to call them in these sports games, quirks, they're not bad because they do offer player differentiation. You know what I mean? And we need that. It's just the thing about Madden in particular is and shout outs again to Sim Gaming Network. He made a recent video. It's too many absolutes in some of those X factor abilities, and that's where you start to lose me. Nothing should be absolute. You can't throw a pick. You can't fumble. Like, come on, because now you're taking the simulation part of the game away. So, but we're gonna get there. FC24. What you got on it, Smitty, man? Give all of your look at this stuff right here. Look at this, man. What's your thoughts, Smitty, on this and why why is it that they just can never develop these games as a unit?
Well, I mean, I get why.
Too far gone now, probably.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because just if you read the article for FIFA 24 and the gameplay stuff, I mean, the Hypermotion V stuff they talk about, which is nuts, because you're right. Look at how this solves so many problems in terms of capturing how those teams play, how those players play, all that stuff.
Yep.
Because you're capturing them in real time. And I mean, they narrated in the video saying so. It's like they didn't just capture the stars, but they captured everybody. So it's like how these guys play is how these guys are going to play. Period. So how they run, how they shoot, how they dribble, how they defend, all that kind of stuff. Like it's there. I mean, you guys are seeing it on screen here, but it's there. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, Najee Harris, Le'Veon Bell, how those guys run. Derrick Henry, how he runs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Patrick Mahomes, who has like a little funny little animation, when he runs, it's a little choppy.
Yeah, like this is how you can really get. And I mean, don't get me wrong, you still have to have your Joe generic stuff, like maybe for rookies per se, because you're not going to have their data until at least their first year. But then after that, now you can capture them in real time. Now you got the team. And I said, and I messaged, and I mean, I know he doesn't run the show like that, but I messaged Connor Dugan. He's like one of the main producers on Madden. And I told him, I'm like, it would be sweet to have this kind of technology on Madden where I can play with the Lions and I got Aiden Hutchinson running and moving like Aiden Hutchinson. I got Kirby Joseph playing like Kirby Joseph. I got Jahmyr Gibbs running like Gibbs in comparison to, you see what I'm saying? St. Brown and Josh Reynolds are both different in comparison to how Marvin Jones receives and how they animate and everything. And I'm saying it's intricate like that. Clearly, none of those guys are super duper ultra mega stars in the NFL. But the point is, that's the whole point. That you have them captured And that, like, that's them. That's how they do it. From the run animations, how they run, to how they receive, to how they block, to how they juke, how they spin. Like, and like FIFA says it, they have a plethora of brand new animations because of what they captured in real time. Just capturing these games in real time. You know what I'm saying? But no, it's just sim. Like, when you look at it, okay, outside of just capturing that, they okay, like how players dribble, and they have that stuff captured. They're using AI. They're using various AI systems along with the capture. And that's what makes it so much bigger. That's when you say it's too far. When you say it's too far gone, it's like, yeah, it's like that because of what. Let me see. Like, what they say. Okay, here, for example, AI Mimic makes footballers real world volumetric data. It takes their data, real world data, and uses advanced AI to recreate unique body movements live in FIFA. Allows fans to experience basically the distinct running styles. Like, so you're talking about AI systems on various levels, being able to take this system. Now, if you could take this system, tailor it to football, you know, American football, I should say, and then build it out that way. Oh, you in the house. You in the house. How players accelerate. To let me see what else they say. How players accelerate to the physical play. You know, how players physically play against each other. Like, all those different things are built out differently. See, to the guys that play FIFA like that, it's not going to necessarily feel like they really did something huge per se. Like I've seen some video previews of some people that had hands-on time. That's how they pretty much talk about it. But to guys like me and Sim, we'll play it and we'll be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, it'll be a much bigger deal for us. But that's the whole thing with Madden. It's like, to see, like, that would be us playing Madden. Those little intricate wrinkles here and there, that's the kind of stuff that'll take it to a whole nother level. As we getting hit with some first take love here, you know what I'm saying? So, but no, I'm just saying though, like, it would be amazing to see Madden do something like that, where you have the individuals captured at various positions: running backs, quarterbacks, wideouts, D tackles, DNs, corners, safeties, you know what I'm saying, middle linebackers, like how they all uniquely play. We need to see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be something to be able to pull from. And I mean, seeing that, and then seeing that EA is making the NCAA football games, wouldn't it be sweet if they did the same thing? Like, I don't know, maybe start off with top premier, you know, NCAA squads or whatever, main conferences or whatever, and just capture those squads and how they play. If you see somebody that ends up going pro, you got that data now. You see what I'm saying? You could take that data, and now you're talking about capturing rookies for real. Because now you have their data, bring that into Madden whenever they get drafted or whoever they get drafted by, and now it's just a matter of their tendencies and things like that being figured out in terms of the NFL. But they have their collegiate, you know, you have their animations, their run styles, their tackling style, all that, you know, whether they're on offense or defense. You have that data to work off of now. I'm just saying. That's, you know, that's something amazing that we don't have right now with Madden, dude. And it's like, that's what makes it so disheartening when you see this. Even though Madden 24, what they did is nice, but it's like, this is the kind of stuff that you really need to take the game over the top. And I mean, if we look at the past 3-4 years of FIFA previews and stuff like that, it would just epically go way over the head of Madden. You know what I mean? And we're like, oh yeah, that's why That's why EA can't do nothing like that with Madden. Like it ain't nah. When the EA is exactly.
Absolutely.
That's that exactly. 100% Philly.
Absolutely.
That is exactly it right there. See, and that's the point, like even from the articles from from what they're talking about on the game here. Their AI systems that they have the systems in place that they can build and expand upon to accommodate this tech or this ability. You know what I'm saying? Now, wouldn't it be sweet? And once again, UFC news is going to be coming out. What is it? Next month. Well, no, I think I don't think the game comes out in September, but I think they said they're going to preview it next month. But think about tech like this being used in that game. We got cameras around the octagon and whatever their arena or whatever, and you just straight capture the fight. That's it. You capture the fight. So how these dudes throw their punches, jabs, uppercuts, all of that, how they take guys down. It may be the same input commands, but how they do it, you literally got their style in the game, how they actually do it, how are they in the clinch, how are they with all that stuff would literally be in the game, dude. And it's like you have that tech is captured without saying, oh, we weren't able to mocap so and so. What if you got a hot fighter that comes out? Because UFC, when it drops, it's usually a few, like maybe a year and a half or two or something like that before they put out a new game. Oh, full reveal in September. Okay, bet. Thanks. So what if you have a fighter that comes up that was not in the game, but he comes up and he or she is hot? And I mean, they giving folk the business. You got them captured in the fight. You don't have to fly them into Vancouver or nothing like that. You got the data. You know what I'm saying? You could literally put them into the game and put them in a title update, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the whole thing. That's like it goes to the points when we talk about Madden and making those investments, genuinely investing in the product. When you do those kind of things, this is where you can take your game to. If EA had a system like this, that automatically catapults them up there with 2K instantaneously,
immediately.
Yeah, you're automatically MLB The Show, NHL, all that. You're automatically in there with the gameplay discussion now. You're there all the way. And that's the thing. But we can't say that. Madden's not even there. Even with what they did this year, it's good, but there's no, the individuality isn't there. And then we still got to see what 2K has with what is it called? Pro Play technology that they got, because their system is supposed to be something similar like FIFA, like what they're doing. They said they captured the game to capture the player, the player movements, or what have you, from real actual games and everything. So
see, come on, man.
It's like,
get with the program, EA. And it's funny, I don't even have to say get with the program, EA, because
you're right.
Your FIFA team did it. I don't get it, man. This is living proof, guys. When you hear me, don't worry, we about to get to Madden. When you hear me and Smitty always say to y'all, it's not, people always want to trash EA. It's not EA Sports. It's whoever the governing body is for Madden. And that's beyond even the dev level. The devs are responsible for what they're bringing in the game. They're responsible for making all that work. But as far as how far they can go, governing body. And I just don't understand. People are going to always want to say this, the famous thing, Smitty, is they always say, oh, well, it's because of Ultimate Team. No, because guess what? FIFA has Ultimate Team too.
FIFA makes more money. They make way more money than Madden does. Way more money than Madden. So it's not because of Ultimate Team. And I mean, I know you've heard us make our arguments. And I mean, don't get me wrong. Madden gets shortchanged as far as resources. Yep. So when it's like, what can we pour our resources into, Ultimate Team or gameplay or whatever the case scenario, that's when it gets sketchy. You know what I'm saying? But in a better world, if they ran things differently, they let these dudes make it. They would let them make it. I mean, look, Madden's franchise mode, I read the blog the other day because, they're recirculating these features and everything because the game's getting ready to drop soon on Twitter and everything, putting the tweets out. But don't get me wrong. I like what they're doing, but a lot of it is on paper, underneath the surfaces, read between the lines kind of features or potential depth. And the reason why we got to say potential is because we well over a decade going in about logic. And they're like, we got the logic now. It's like, okay, sure, you got the logic. Y'all done told us y'all had the logic for I don't know how many years now, and it's always something, trade logic, signing logic, drafting logic, all this logic. Now, we're supposed to buy into the fact that you got it now. You know what I mean? So it's just like, okay, I'm not going to hold my breath on that. So that's why I'm just saying, like, if Madden is going to do it, they got to let them cats do it, man. That's just it. And they need this tech. That's why I had to say to Connor, Madden 25, this is what you need, bro. Take this hypermotion V tech and call it Field Sense V, whatever the heck you gotta call it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I don't care, bro. This is what needs to be in Madden. Like, we need to be able, we need to be able to take real world, just like you're seeing on screen. We need to be able to take the real world versus what happens on the virtual gridiron and be able to say 1-to-1. This is Derrick Henry, 1-to-1. This is Najee Harris, 1-to-1. This is Amon-Ra St. Brown, 1-to-1. This is Aaron Donald, 1-to-1. This is Aiden Hutchinson, 1-to-1. This is, you see what I'm saying? Like, this is Patrick Peterson, 1-to-1, or whoever the heck. But we need to be able to do that and make that distinct argument. Period, dude. That's how you redefine the trenches.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Well, let me see here. Hold on. Let me see real quick and then I'll throw it back to you. What was it at? Where did they say? Where is it at? Kinetic physical play. You see how it's like they redefine, or they still work on touching up that physical play element. Just think if they did something like this with Madden, and you're able to redefine the whole thing. Well, since we're able to capture these trench battles and everything in real time now, and we have this system the way it is now, this is the way we got it in this open, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And we're like, yes. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what we need to see happening with the game, bro. And I mean, like, okay, here. Kinetic shielding, using the same tech as kinetic air battles. Come on. See what I'm saying? Organic wideout DB play. We've talked about that with FIFA. I've used those examples, especially with FIFA many a time. But shielding animations provide more authentic battles over a ball when a player is attempting to shield their opponent. Shield pushbacks allow you to create space from your opponents, pushing them away from the ball. You see what I'm saying? Like, the effectiveness of the shielder is reduced the longer the shield button is held. The stronger the player, the longer they can shield effectively. Impact of attributes in the shielding mechanic have been increased, with strength having the biggest impact. Like, you see what I'm saying? Take all of this and flip it in a football context. And that's all I'm saying. Don't we talk about that? Weight, momentum, strength, leverage. What's the other thing they got? AI hands. Check this out, Sim.
Mm.
Stretch Sense gloves capture natural hand movements at a new level of detail and pass that data to AI to generate on-the-go hand motions that mirror how hands, wrists, and fingers move when footballers play the world game. Just saying, dude. Just saying.
Wow.
And you see how I think it was in last year's FIFA trailer where they shown the hand hit the ball and they had the hand deflect and spring back realistically and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So you thinking on Sundays, heck, we may even see it on Saturday. You think we ain't gonna see in the preseason where a ball gets hit by the fingertip, just nicks it, the little grazes and all that? That's literally what they talking about in there. That's literally what we're saying. You literally bring this in, flip the algorithm, you're saying, and now we talking a whole different game. You know what I'm saying?
Do they still move their hands in Madden? Remember when this was years like several years ago, when me and Smitty was in the studio, and one of our favorite devs took us upstairs and he was showing us how when the DB gets ready, he's moving his hands and tightening.
Oh, yeah.
Do they still do that? And the reason why I asked is it's almost like you have stuff like that there, but it doesn't necessarily translate into gameplay. Now, maybe, just maybe with the Sapien technology, maybe some of that is happening. I'll take a closer look when when we can really get our hands on it, but couldn't agree more with Smitty, man. Like, and again, guys, this is an EA Sports title that's doing this. And 2K is introducing some technology like this. But I'm going to just hone in on the fact that EA Sports on the Frostbite, EA Sports is doing it. Come on. So for all you people who say, man, Smitty, Sam, y'all complain too much, and y'all expect. No, we don't. We expect what you're doing.
Yeah.
The company is doing it. It's just a different department.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
It's
just like
there.
If you worked in the corporate world, man, it'd be like if one floor, y'all do y'all work on iPads. The next floor, they got the big giant iMac. The next floor, they working on Chromebook. Wouldn't somebody be like, hold on, how come they get the mega joint, but then that's kind of like how I feel about what EA Sports is doing.
Yeah.
I don't get it, man.
That's literally what's going on. Literally. Because that's it. That you can't say they ain't got the budget. You can't say they can't afford to do it. You can't say they don't have the innovative means to be able to pull it off. They got all that, bro. It's
right here.
They do it every year. I'm telling you, if they do so in September, see, you know what? See, you don't know the funny thing, Sam? The week Madden comes out is when 2K previews their gameplay.
Yeah,
that's when they drop the gameplay news, and they're going to showcase that gameplay. That's that pro play tech. That's going to be the first thing they talk about. I can't wait to see what that is, because I'm telling you, if that sucker looks from how it's being talked about, it's like this is something that's going to really take the game forward in terms of the future of developing it, especially when it comes to animating the game, like period, going forward. So, excuse me. So my thing is, if it's like that, man, I don't know what to say.
Because they're saying they remaining tight-lipped about it too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 2K. Yeah. They ain't showing nothing right now. Because see, you know what? What if? And I mean, Sim, this would be I'd lose it if they did this. What if 2K was able to get the game to animate like that gambling simulator joint?
Oh wow!
You see what I'm
Oh, stop it, man.
I'm just saying. Because that was as real as I mean, they talking about real world day, bro. Like, look, pro play here. Hold on, wait. I'm gonna look it up. Hold on, wait. Just give me a second. I'm gonna look up some stuff because like there was like somebody had put it all together on Twitter. They didn't have a full-blown article going in depth, but they had various little snippets talking about the pro play tech and what it's going to mean for 2K, not just this year, but also in the future. So I gotta find it real quick and see what they were saying about it. But I'm just saying it's crazy, bro.
I see people are anxious for us to get to that Madden talk.
Yeah, hey, go ahead.
Because I'm seeing some stuff here, man. Actually, let me switch the browser here. I'm seeing a couple things in here that I can't some things I agree with, some things I don't know if I would. Like I understand what my man Jedi here is saying. He was saying basically if EA added gameplay like PS2 Madden's 05, 06 with the awesome playbooks and passing in 06 with he said the ball placement, control of the placement in the game, Madden would be better. And I see A Philly says, well, 24 has that. And I would have to agree. I mean, if you know what you're doing, I would say the passing game, with the free form passing and all that it's probably the best you've ever seen in a Madden. Trajectories probably might have been better back in them olden days, but well, also I would say the vision cone was probably another one of those where you could, place the ball. But right now with the free form passing, yeah, I don't know if I could complain too much about where I place the ball. But hold on, let's throw Madden on the screen because we're gonna definitely, the rest of this night here we'll be talking about Madden. So give me a second. And what I'm basically showcasing, if you guys haven't seen it, this is gameplay. Shout outs to my man Spade up there talking about Madden. That's my dude right there.
Carlos Miller cousin.
You ain't
brother.
Looking just like him.
I'm just gonna say brother, heck dang near.
You got Clef the God and Dez, a couple pro style players playing the game. So, judge the game however you will. A lot of you guys have played the beta. So, when you've played the game, I have my own interpretation of how I feel about a game. So seeing somebody else play it doesn't really matter to me. One other thing I wanted to comment on before we dive into it. There was another comment one of you guys said about Madden. Oh, JD. I agree with this. He said Madden has great movement and gameplay for 24. I think NBA 2K game play is awful. Okay, now that's, some people might argue that. But then he said, especially in the player movement and physics. Okay. But there was another part where he said all Madden is missing. Yeah, here we go right here. He says Madden's biggest problem now is it's behind in depth of franchise and presentation. I absolutely agree with that.
Oh, yeah.
I'll start it off by saying this. Listen, to me, are there more things that I would like to see done in the gameplay department? Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no question about that. You would not catch me and Smitty. I don't think too many people of, I would say, our caliber. And when I say our caliber, I mean of how we view the game. Guys like us, I don't think any of us are going to say, man, Madden 24 is excellent. No. There's still numerous things to do with gameplay. We just talked about the trenches, jersey pools and all kinds of different AI type of things. However, excuse me, from what I played in the beta, I think the gameplay is pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
The way it animates, what they have done more so with the physics, the AI, as far as how guys are playing the zones down, breaking on the ball, player movement. I think as far as what's being offered, the game played pretty clean to me. It's not going to be perfect. No game is. I just showed y'all in the video some of the quirky things that happen in 2K, and some people would regard that as the best simulation game. However, you have to take into account what's missing. And I think that's kind of really what me and Smitty are going to dive into. Listen, man, what they're bringing back the franchise is great. I'm not going to sit here and be mad that they're bringing back features that we needed from years ago. Why would you be upset about that? I understand the sentiment when people be like, man, all they doing is just recycling because you're looking for something new. However, the things that they're recycling are things we need.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, I'm not playing that game no more about judging what features they're bringing each year. No, what I'm looking at is how much more depth are you bringing to the game? If that means going back and taking stuff that we love from 05 and 06 or 08 and putting it in the game, thank you.
Yep.
We need that back. We absolutely do. You want to bring back the Tony Bruno show? Please. We need all of that. We need more depth. I'm still a little pissed off, man, because I didn't get a chance to play it. But I'm hearing that Superstar has some extra things that franchise does. And this is what I'm saying. Why do they keep doing that? I understand it needs to be a different experience, so to speak, but there shouldn't be features or moments of that franchise mode that's not in standard franchise. Like, how come we can't do bench press and all that kind of stuff? Like, as a part of training camp or a part of combine or something like that. Why can't we do that? But I heard that they brought that back for Superstar mode. And that's the problem, man. It's like JD said, Madden is so far behind. Man, I've been playing 2K lately, just, getting my franchise fix in. It's ridiculous how much stuff you can do in that game. Off the field. Off the court, excuse me. That affects the court. It's ridiculous. I mean, just look at the coaching settings. Look at the practice options. I mean, you can literally practice your plays. You can scrimmage. You can freestyle. I mean, it's setting up your day, whether you want to rest or you want to have film study or you want to, do conditioning. It's so many. And that's just, I'm scratching the surface when I'm saying these things.
Oh, yeah. You talking about my player?
No, my NBA, the franchise.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. See? See what I'm saying? I'm thinking he's talking about my career. He's talking about that part. But see, you can do it in both.
You can
That's
do it
the
all.
point. Yeah.
My career. You can play a career, or you can go play out the park or the city, whatever they call it now, neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, city.
It's just Madden. Just it hurts how well we felt about the beta when you still have to go back and just be like, yeah, man, but we still don't have some of the bare necessities with roster management. Okay, all y'all want to keep doing is giving us these bare bones features. And Madden, the powers that be at Madden has a serious problem with implementing things bare bones, and they never go back and build off of them. Scenario engine is still the same. And when I say still the same, I mean you could set a clock, but you could win $1 million bet off of saying, I bet you $1 million what this scenario is going to be on this week, and it's going to be this player. It's ridiculous. Y'all think I'm lying? Go start 5 franchises with the same team, and I guarantee you, from weeks like starting the season all the way through, I say week 10, it's going to be the same scenarios and the same player most of the time. Same 2 options for the coach. Opening week. How do you want to approach this team? Stifling run. What is it? Stifling run defense or pass coverage. It's the same thing every time. They don't build on it. They introduce roster restructuring. Oh, but how bare can you get? I mean, bare bones. No front load, no back load, no incentives, none of that. See what I'm saying?
And we brought this up numerous years after they, worked on their system. I think it was like Madden 19 or 20. We were talking about that. Like, it was like, oh yeah, we have new contracts, and it's like, yeah, but you can't front load and back. Like, shout out to, Sean Mason, Mark Rollins, all got like those dudes brought it up. It was like, bro, we still can't front load, back load contracts. It's like, well, what's the point of what you doing? And it's like, that's the point. You can't do it. Once again, all that written detail, but there's no meat, potatoes, depth really that really just gets you to say, I can't wait to play because of X, Y, Z. And see, this gameplay is gameplay, but these dudes aren't going to be the greatest examples in terms of how they're playing, like what Sim said. Like looking at how these guys are picking passes off and everything like that, So they'll have their moments, but
you know what? As we talk about this, I'm going to share something else. An oldie but goodie.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Y'all check this one out. Oh yeah.
But
the good old Deuce Douglas blog.
Oh.
Now, as Smitty is giving his thoughts, I'm just going to scroll through this, and I want you guys to just pay attention to stuff that may be there now and stuff that we still need. And some of this stuff to me shouldn't be that hard. Like this one here. That's simple. That's a customization feature. And I know some people are going to say, well, in the NFL, they don't. Yeah, but you got to throw some customization in there too.
Yeah.
That makes for a great game. Customize. 2K even let you pick what era you want to play it. Oh, you want to mix and match? Have at it.
Switch conferences.
Come on, man.
All that stuff. Matter of fact, you could add your teams. Add five scenario-based made-up city NBA teams, and they incorporate them into the scheduling and everything too, legitimately. So
wow. You know what, Smitty? I'm going to read this one paragraph.
Yeah, go ahead.
To prove to you guys exactly what I mean. And now, if I remember correctly, I don't remember the exact year, but it's been at least 4 years since this. 4 or 5 since this post. He says the scenario engine, I don't know, whenever the scenario engine came. But actually, wait, the post said Deuce Douglas blog results 2 years later. Now, hold on. This is, okay, so he must have did it around, 20? No, it had to be before that. I would say 19. But anyway, not that important. It says here, the scenario engine is something with a ton of potential that I will showcase throughout, but we're going to start here with position battle scenarios. Position battles are an old favorite from the Xbox and PS2 era. Wow. That far back. Come on, Madden. And we're looking to bring that back and make it significantly more meaningful. The idea here is that when you start preseason, position battles are identified and scenarios are triggered where either a coordinator or a position coach, more on those later, will come to you asking you, who do you want to get in the initial first team reps? Now, this is what I'm going to highlight right here. The scenario engine. Is that there now? No. This is what I'm saying. My man Deuce even said, it has huge. I remember even talking to Deuce in person back then saying, man, this thing actually got something. When I actually got a chance to meet him, I might have been one of my last events, and it was a franchise event that I went to. And I said, man, this has a lot of potential if they build on it. But clearly they have not seen the movie Field of Dreams. Because if they did, they would know if you build it, they will come. They would know that. And I'm going to keep going because see Smitty stepped away for a hot second. I'm going to keep going, but I'm gonna scroll through all of this and just ask yourself, how much of this is currently in the game? And some of this you're gonna have to read for yourself. And actually, I'll post a link. Oh yeah, I will post a link in here. But some of this you're gonna have to read for yourself because the pictures are not gonna do it justice, but for you to see exactly what Deuce is referring to. But this is what we're saying. The gameplay has caught up, in my opinion. Now I think gameplay, if it holds true, now gameplay is legit at a point where, all right, let's just keep adding to this. We're at a good place. We can enjoy the game. Now, granted, once you start playing other people and all that, I don't know what meta is. I'm just talking about from a pure offline experience. That's what I tested completely in the beta. I will play users when the game come out, and we'll see what happens. But I'm just talking about from the game's purest form. It's in a place now. It is my belief that you can build from that. Start adding the bells and whistles. Build on the trenches. Make the trenches really start doing stuff in there. Build on to the AI and the field sense and all of this jazz. But look at this one. Fog of War. He says, we saw this in Madden 12. He says here, elements added for dev traits in Madden 20 was probably my favorite addition, and based on everything I saw from the community, they seem to love it as well. And one of the most common comments I saw about it was the desire for more. And so that's exactly what we're going to do. He says, we saw this done in Madden 12, and it was something that made the preseason a bit more interesting because you made final cuts. You were often deciding between a known commodity and an unknown commodity. And if that unknown commodity had plays or stood out in preseason, a decision that was normally just X's is higher than Y became a lot more interesting. So similar to position battles, we're going to take a feature we've seen before and improve upon it so that it fits in with today's Madden. And just look what he's talking about. Hiding some of these things or using different attributes. Now, some of this you might say, it's kind of there. I think they have added the letter grades, I believe. So some of the stuff has made its way to the game. But again, I'm going to throw it back to Smitty, man. And I'm just going to scroll through here and just take a look at how much stuff is probably still not there. 90-man roster. What do you know?
Oh, man. This is funny. It's just funny because it was a lot more and still is a lot more intriguing on PS2 and Xbox days. You had the Motorola pager where the Motorola Palm Pilot, and you had the agents hit you up about the position. My agent, my client, he's feeling this way, that way in the third, blah, 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 wooty whoop. And that would play into some kind of free agency implications. Like, what if you sign somebody or you have somebody on the team that wants to dip? Oh, if I ain't getting that PT like that, heck, I'm going to go ahead and dip. Okay, well, I might need to put him on the block. You see what I'm saying? And then people are active about what's going on with putting you on, with you putting that player on the block. Madden, now we looking for these placebo scenarios and everything to carry weight. Like, nah, man. Nah.
Coaching staff, not just two coordinators. All right, I'm gonna keep going.
And we got these coaching trees for these coordinators and stuff like it just doesn't make any sense. Like, it's useless. It's useless depth. Matter of fact, where is the thank you, Sam. Where is the mass substitutions? Where is that feature at? Or better yet, what about formation subs that we can set outside the game? and we can set them up so that way it's already there and it's saved. It's already there. I drafted this tall safety or whatever. He may be a 65 overall, but his zone coverage rating is this, and he's exceptionally tall too. I want to put him out there and see, or on specific sets, I want him out there. That's mass substitution.
It's crazy, man. Just like you said about training camp. Every night I listen to, and shout outs to them, Steelers Depot, right? They do they probably the best Steelers news in the business by far. And one of the guys goes to training camp every night, and they do a little quick recap every night. And one thing that you hear them talk about every single show of training camp: who was in first team? Da 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 da. How about the second unit? How about the third unit? Why is, like Smitty just said, why is that not available? Why can I not go into preseason and say, all right, let's throw the second group in all at once, manually? Oh, because they do it a little bit in Madden, but it's only the second unit comes in. It's only the next sub. It doesn't cycle through the 75-man roster so you can get a real look. Oh, and sometimes, guess what? If guys get tired, your starters come back. I'm just saying, man. Let's see. What else? What else is on here that we have yet to see? Players become coaches. Yep. That used to be in old Maddens. Not anymore. Players cannot become coaches in Madden currently. I don't know, Smith. It's
like how many years?
So frustrating.
How many years? And we still don't have those kind of functions yet. In-depth scouting report like that.
Look at this, man. Man,
nothing close to that. Not even remotely close to that.
I love Deuce Douglas, man. The reason why, even when he used to do his franchise mode, man, he used to, and I'm no good with graphics and stuff like this, but he would make these little things, even in his franchise videos, that made it more appealing to watch. Like when he showed stats and all that. I don't know how to create these things, but I wish I could do it for my franchise mode. But it shouldn't be something that we have to create for our viewing audience.
Right.
It should be in the game. I should be able to bring you guys a wonderful franchise experience just because y'all like, watching the series, but I'm using all in-game assets. I shouldn't have to create nothing as far as imagery, unless I'm creating my own transitions. That's different. But I'm talking about the images. Should be stock images from the game, man.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, let's get back to it. I went back too far.
So like, all right, well, let's get back to the debauchery. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but honestly, that's the thing about it. Like, you just got coaching trees. Oh, we got more coaching trees and more abilities on there now. They were pointless last year. They've been pointless for quite some time now. You just put a tree on it, but that doesn't really matter. Hey, what makes the head coach even matter for that point?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing that makes him worthwhile. Nothing.
No real in-season storylines. And I know they can't go this far, but do y'all remember like Blitz the League? Remember that?
Okay. Yeah.
The NFL one, like when, again, they're not going to do nothing crazy, but I'm just talking about the idea of the stuff that used to happen. Head coach, I think, did it. Like in-season storylines. And it could be hundreds of them, thousands even, to make it feel so like more dynamic. I'll give you one again. I'm being biased because I know my team more than any other team. We had an undrafted fullback, right? Monty Palabam, I think his name was. Guess what he just did? After 3 days of training camp, he announced his retirement. Imagine if there was stuff like that in Madden, like the unknown. Just imagine if you played a football game and these type of things could happen. Storylines. And this is what I'm saying, folks. I'm not a game developer. I'm not an engineer or nothing like that. But I have ideas that I think would be exciting or intriguing for a game. And to me, I look at these things as simple stuff. Again, I'm not going to sit here and act like it's the most easy to implement, but dog, these are simple things that can hold people's attention. You know, just like they have the draft class generator, right? And you don't know what to expect. Well, what if you had storylines? What if you had a storyline generator and we didn't know what to expect every year? That's immersion. Exactly. That's what Madden lacks in terms of franchise mode, is the next level of immersion. And then as far as on the field, it's like presentation, man. You just gotta have it, man. You gotta have the wipes and the overlays and the crowd sounds better in 24 so far. It swells a little more and stuff like that. But if I'm not mistaken, unless they didn't put it in, Smitty, did you see the crowd in the beta? You know how in 23 they had the little moments where they'll show the crowd cheering you on it? Yeah. I didn't see that one time in the beta.
Okay, yeah, I'm about to say no.
Anybody else see that? And if they played
it? I didn't.
And if that's the case, why would you take that out? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They just don't. And again, I meant to start the show tonight saying, hey, man, we actually enjoyed Madden 24, but we're going to beat it up a little bit in the show. Because we're always going to tell the truth. It don't matter how much I think the gameplay, and I'm actually looking forward to playing Madden 24 and hope that it's still in the same condition it was or better from the beta. But we got to call a spade, man. There's still things that we don't like about it. And let me just dispel this too real quick, Smitty, as we continue on with Madden.
Yeah.
Some of y'all might be mad and I say this, but listen, we all have our own opinions. I never mind sharing mine. I don't think there's a Madden or a 2K that has overall, not single aspect, I'm just talking overall, better gameplay than Madden 24. Now, understand what I'm saying. I'm not talking about certain segments. There's things that you could probably pick out from an old 2K or old Madden. Like, I like this a little bit better. I'm talking overall. And what do I mean by that? Tackling, animation, player interaction, physics, ball placement. I think I already said player movement. That might be it. Now, why am I saying that? This is what I'm saying. Look, some people are saying, what? Listen. Those games are outdated, bruh. I play 2K5 and the same animations trigger. And I enjoy 2K5 a lot. I play all pro football. I enjoy it a lot. But let me tell you something. Playing for a long time, you're going to see the same out. You're going to see the same outcomes over and over and over. I love NCAA 14. Play that long enough. You're going to see those same things trigger. So I often ask people, I'm just talking about gameplay. And see, Smitty is one of those people who can point out certain aspects and say, well, I did like how this. Most people can't. Most people cannot tell you from a gameplay standpoint why those games are better. I've told y'all for years, I thought Madden 05 played better than 2K5. Played. Movement and all of that. It wasn't a better game overall. 2K5 was a great game. Had great presentation. Total package. It was ESPN, NFL, Sunday Night Football. Total package. But the player movement was better in Madden 05, in my opinion. That's when we all liked Madden. Madden 05 was deep too. It's just 2K killed them, in my opinion, with presentation. But y'all ain't gonna sit here and tell me that the player movement is superb in 2K5. Stop playing, man. It was choppy. It was choppy. It's okay. We can say that.
Yeah.
All Pro Football was a cleaner animating game than 2K5.
Mm-hmm.
But some people won't say that, Smitty, because they see, I'm not like some of y'all, man. I'm a realist when it comes to games. I don't care if I've hated a game for 13 years and in 14 years it's good. I'm gonna say, oh man, they did a good job this time. Because I don't care about the company. People always try to link us to EA because we ended up getting invited to EA as game changers. But that never changed me as a gamer. Y'all know that's true because I bought the last Modern Warfare. And y'all know I was off of Call of Duty. But it was something about this last one that I felt it when the beta came out. Oh, you know what? I'm going to get the Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my bold take, man. I know some people are going to kill that, but tell me about just gameplay. I'm not talking about features. I'm just talking about when they say hut. You tell me specifically what was better. Because, like, again, a guy here just said, yo, man, 05 was the best game. No. Madden 24 moves 1,000 times better than Madden 05. What are we talking about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't get it, but I'm not knocking you. Like my man here said, you tripping. No, I'm not tripping. That username of yours is tripping. I'm just saying. You wild for that, bro. But anyway, dog, I'm just saying, we all got our own opinions. I'm curious to see how y'all feel about that. What you think, Smitty? From an overall standpoint.
I'll say this. NFL 2K5, All Pro Football had their time in the sun. They had. They just had.
They did.
You know what I mean? And it's like when I played, or I'll say, or even when I look on the timeline now, when I look on YouTube, man, we got NFL 2K24. How y'all want the jersey menu to look? How you want this? It's like, bro, y'all putting out so much effort. And this game going to animate the same way, run the same way. The presentation is going to be the same. The only thing that you guys are altering is just maybe the time, you know, on the clock. If you got a hand and you mess that up, like that's it. But it's just like this. I'm sorry, this game, you cannot rewind the clock back with it and think it's really going to hit. It's not going to hit now, dude. It's not. You're not going to make the animations run any smoother, appear any cleaner. It doesn't matter how much you reshade the football field, all that stuff you do. It's great for those enthusiasts, but you got to keep it a stack. What was my man's name you said? Lost Soul or whatever.
Oh, YouTube, yeah.
Whatever. dude played 2K notoriously will roast on the game.
Man,
he had to give it credit.
He feeling Madden though.
Yeah.
And that's just being unbiased, dog. That's all.
That's it. That's all that is. There's nothing wrong with it. But I mean, going back to the main point, what you're talking about is that whole nostalgia angle, bro. It ain't gonna work. Oh, excuse me. You gotta let it go, because it ain't gonna work, man. Them games is no. Then, like I said, they had their good stuff: pass trajectories, pass placement, tackling, secondary AI, zone play, presentation. They destroyed it in their own right, though. And I can appreciate it, but it's just like, no.
See, we're not talking presentation or commentary. See, this is what I'm saying. People always stray away. Y'all are not listening to what I'm saying. I'm talking about just on the field. And me personally, I'm not going to say that 2K5's tackling is better than current day Madden. Come on, bro. In what way? And yes, players do morph as well in 2K. They even do it in NBA 2K. Like, all I'm saying, dog, is we as a community, and if y'all don't want to, fine. This is just where me and Smitty is at, and a good amount of people in this chat. I don't have blinders on for any game company. I don't. Like I said, it was cute years ago when people tried to say, oh, y'all got an allegiance with Matt. No, we don't. We just so happen to be able to get noticed by EA. They invited us to come down and give feedback and stuck for years upon years. But we were still promoting other games. Even still, we have no allegiance. I call sports games for what they are. It's in my title of my name. I'm a SimFBallCritic. I'm always looking for the sim experience. And if whatever aspect of a game has it, I'm going to recognize the good and recognize the bad. And I'm sorry. It's just like Smitty just said. Nostalgia gets in the way of a lot of people's opinion. Them games ain't better. Like the riddle I just put out there. I will play NBA 2K23 before any 2K football game in the past. Can y'all figure out that riddle? Why is that? Because 2K23 feels like a modern game. It moves better than any NFL game 2K had. Not 2K's fault. But do y'all understand what I'm saying? I can't. Them games are not. It's the same thing. And then people always want to say, oh, well, Madden is the same. Okay, if you feel that way, fine. Madden 24 don't feel like 23 to me. And if you think it does, fine. That's fine. I don't care. I'm not telling you to play it. Just giving you my opinion.
Right.
That's all.
That's it. But y'all let it go.
I agree with this right here.
What did I say?
David says NFL 2K gameplay wasn't better than Madden at the time. The day-to-day of franchise was the selling point. Yes. And the presentation. Yeah. That is my exact feeling, David. I went back to Madden 05. And remember, back in them days, before I knew all of you guys, I was always trying to find a game to compete with Madden. I was like, yo, I want to see if it's another game. And when that 2K5 hit, I was like this in my seat. Whoa. Look at the graphics. Oh, they got cheerleaders. Oh, that's Chris Berman. Oh, that's Susie Kobler. Oh, he's on the bike over there, riding the bike. Oh, look at all this stuff I got to do during the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. What is going on? Oh, look at the dudes in the crowd celebrating.
Yeah.
That's what got me. Had me for a little while. I don't quite move like Madden, though. It don't quite feel. Nah, I'm going to get back on that 05, play that a little more. And that's what I did. Because to me, the game felt better. Madden was a better playing game.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I remember when who was it? GameSpot or IGN did an article where they literally broke it down.
Keep
NFL
turning.
2K5
I'm getting you out of here, bro.
Madden 05 versus 2K5. Yeah, I saw him talking crazy.
He just this dude. The dudes like that crack me up, right? Because the dudes who always say what we used to do yesteryear, but here they are every video we make. They're like, man, come on, get out of here. We grown men, man. We ain't got time for the stupid stuff these days.
Yeah.
I will block somebody in a heartbeat. I don't care. This is internet stuff.
Yeah.
My bad. Go ahead, Smitty.
No, you good. You good. All I'm saying is that everything you just said, bro, we were super excited for it back then because that was something you never seen. If you had the hard drive for your PS2, you could watch the replays in real time. Because remember, if you didn't have the replay thing, I'm talking about for 2K5, if you didn't have the hard drive, they just shown still photos at halftime and at the end of the game instead of showing little video clips. So that's something that you gotta, I mean, that's just one little thing, but that's the whole point. You were oohing and we all were. We were oohing and ahhing over, yo, you see how Madden got people in the stands, but look how 2K got people in the stands. Remember, that point in time, you didn't have Madden if you scored a touchdown, that's when they would eventually show the crowd or as part of one of the celebrations you had. But NCAA, they have multitudes of events and things you can do with your players and things like that. And my whole thing is like, where's it at with Madden? How come we don't have any of that stuff with Madden? Not even close to having it with Madden.
It's a shame.
And that's the sad part. You know what I'm saying? That's the sad part. And I know Brett Lee was talking about earlier. What game he said? I think he said what game was it that he said?
Who, Brett?
Yeah, Brett. Yeah.
Oh,
he talked about, I think he said Madden. I'm trying to scroll through and see, but I think he said, oh wait. I think it was like not I want to assume it was Madden. But dang, I wish I could find the take he had. I think he was talking about, no, I think he said MLB The Show has great it has great dynasty depth within it. And the logic and everything is on point with it.
I know one thing 2K did have, which is not technically gameplay, but in a way it is. So I'm going to cheat and use it as an example. That VIP. Dog. How you could play somebody else's profile and his players play like them. Like that right there, to me, I can say that's gameplay because it's gameplay, if that makes sense. That was one thing I did love about 2K over Madden. At that time, even though I felt like Madden was the better game back then, as far as gameplay. But outside of presentation, that VIP thing was another thing that was cutting edge, man. Like, and this is another reason why I get mad at the powers that be, man, that govern Madden, right? Over the years, you get 2K out the paint, right? Because they made the mistake and they dropped the price of their game. And then the NFL says, okay, we tired of y'all. We're going to go with EA. Why didn't somebody say, yo, you know what, though? Hey, look to the left, look to the right. Any one of y'all got that copy of that 2K5? Let's steal everything that they did. Why was that never the thought? Whatever they did good, yo, we stealing that because we got them out of here. You know, man. I don't get it, man.
No.
And like I said, this is coming from two guys who feel pretty good about the gameplay that we played in the beta. Looking forward to seeing what the game is going to offer. But at the same time, we got to give it criticism because it's like my man said earlier in the show. I think it was JD, I think his name was. The biggest problem Madden has right now, they're just so far behind with depth, man. And so we can roll really quick tie this into the next topic before we get out of here. I hope somehow, some way that they're merging it with, and I'll keep scrolling here. I hope they somehow, some way merge, and from a building standpoint, that they build the EA Sports College Football and Madden as a unit. My dream is that they are creating these games to work together, full connectivity, not just being able to upload the draft class from the game. No. If I were them, I would chain these two games at the hip. And look, whatever you imagine this. I said it in my independent video, but I'm going to say it here tonight for some of you guys that may not have seen it. Imagine having, say you're an offline gamer, or even online. It'd be even flyer online, but offline gamer. I'll use somebody like my man. What's up, DJ? DJ is in here. DJ is typically an offline gamer. Imagine DJ 81 cuts on EA Sports College Football. He starts a dynasty mode or even a road to glory, but let's just stick with dynasty mode. But then he cuts Madden on, starts a franchise. And now these two things are talking on the server. Whatever he does in that dynasty shows up in franchise, right? So all of the storylines that you're hearing about and the scouting is all of that's coming from his dynasty. It could be an option. It could say, would you like to connect the two experiences? Yes. So when he plays a week of football over here and a guy gets injured, guess what happens when he cuts on Madden as he's playing his franchise with his beloved Commanders, right? It's telling him that so-and-so was injured against such and such. All of the storylines, combine news and everything is coming from his dynasty. And everything that you do will translate. It's all one experience. I hope that's what they're thinking, because if they do that, then there's a chance that we will get some real franchise depth, because what we keep hearing, quote fingers, is that they know they have to come out swinging with that game, and it can't be less of an experience than NCAA 14, which means college football should have the depth that we're accustomed to. And if they connect the two experiences, just maybe Madden will finally get some real depth and real incentive to have it immersive. But that's how I would approach it. Are they going to do it? Probably not. But it's mighty funny that Smitty remembers when this happened, because we were there when they unveiled it. We were actually at EA when they introduced CFM, connected franchise.
Oh, yeah.
If that ain't a connected franchise, what is it?
Living in denial.
Come on, man.
Well, saying like,
I would love for them to do that. Do I have confidence that that's what's happening? No. Is there a possibility, since this game, EA College Football, was built from scratch and it's using the Madden engine? Possibility. Using the Madden engine, does that make me feel like it's definitely going to happen? No, because it was, guess what? NCAA 14 was using Madden 25's engine. So that's nothing new. But I just hope, Smitty, that all of this stuff that we got on the screen here, rookie scout and all that, it comes directly from your dynasty. Just imagine that. So then you ain't even gotta do all of the uploading. No, the game already know it's gonna be that draft class. As long as you finish it, you finish the dynasty, it's automatically the draft class over here. Come on, man. I'm just saying. Just saying. And imagine setting some records or whatever. I'm going crazy with it now. Imagine you have a outstanding game in Madden, right? Dude rushes for 400 yards. I know that's crazy, but when you cut on your dynasty, and you're playing at school, you might see a banner or something in there saying so and so X Noel Florida, ex Florida State player such and such apparently set the NFL record today. Like, dog, immersion can get crazy with that.
Mm-hmm.
But it goes back to our conversation earlier when we were talking about FC24. EA don't build their games on that type of foundation where everything is shared. It's a shared experience. If they did do that, this, what I'm saying, wouldn't be that far-fetched.
Oh, no.
But,
no.
Man, I don't have nothing else to say about that. I know Smitty probably wants to chime in about college, man, but...
Yeah. Well, no, I mean... College... Well, I mean, you know what? The way you've been talking, it pretty much covers that part. Because I was citing from your video, just taking from your one video where you talked about, NCAA being the last hope for EA for a franchise mode. So, I mean, we essentially have broken that down. So it's like we technically talked about it without necessarily specifically talking about it. But, no, it's very, it's very annoying because it's like, and I see it. I see the people giving the efforts and doing the whole nine, everything like that, buying the console, getting it modded, all that. And that's all great. And yeah, but you need pages like that.
Oh yeah, let's keep scrolling.
That's scouting and anything like that. You need that kind of stuff. Like that's
look at
it.
this.
Doesn't make sense. Look, and with the body skip, come on, bro. That's literally what and that was in head coach.
Oh my gosh.
That's the crazy part. That was in NFL head coach back then. So I mean, man, yeah. No, that was in NFL head coach. I know it was. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, man. Look, like, give it.
You know what's funny, Smitty? I wish I could make this a little bit bigger. Oh, there we go. So you guys can see it. Steeler fans would know exactly who I'm talking about when I read this one piece here. Medical evaluation. Suffered a torn ACL in his sophomore year of high school. And while that would usually be concerning, he seems to have bounced back without any issues, and it has never been a problem in college. If my good buddy Wild Diggy is still in here, who does that sound like from the Steelers today? That the Steelers were actually able to steal in the second round of last year's draft. That sounds like George Pickens. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine having this kind of depth where you can say, oh, dang, yeah, the kid, okay, he got home in high school, but he had no problems in college. And then you turn around and listen, not being biased here, George Pickens is a freak of nature, the way he catches the football. This kid, he's going to be phenomenal. And most people said in that year's draft, had he not got hurt, then he would have been the first receiver off the board. And this is the type of stuff that Deuce was offering. And by the way, and I think he is still there, just want to remind y'all that y'all have never believed Smitty and I when we said it's not on the devs. Because this guy, Deuce Douglas, he works at EA. He's a dev.
Mm-hmm.
So you're telling me that somehow Deuce forgot about all this when he got in the building? Come on, man. All we do is just tell the facts that we know about because we've been there. I don't know everything. Smitty doesn't know everything. But things that we know about, we can confidently speak on.
Yep.
The powers that be, when are they going to allow their football game to be great? Why is it the football game? I don't want to hear the mutt excuse because FIFA has MUT. FIFA makes more money. Why is it, like Smitty has said on this show before, why so little resources go to Madden? I don't understand it. And y'all missing me with the money grab. It's not no money grab situation. Because if that was the case, FIFA would be the same game yearly. Now, in all due respect, people who play FIFA religiously might feel like, oh man, it don't change much. But with our eyes, we all can say, nah, that game, man, they pushed it forward with stuff. We ain't had no moments like that in Madden. Where we felt like, well, I will say, okay, let me take that back. Where they've gotten the player movement to be now, along with the Sapien technology, I will give them one of these. Absolutely. That was a push forward moment. Even the passing, free form passing. Okay, starting to push it forward. But we don't have many of those. Definitely not in franchise. I don't feel like there has been a franchise feature that we all were floored. Ain't happened. So, this like looking at this thing, man. The Deuce made this years ago, and it's just wow, man. It's just still, and this is what we're saying, guys, as we round this up. It's like this is all we're asking for. It's not even franchise mode. Don't even need the knock your socks off feature. What franchise mode needs is the basic essential features. Like it's almost like, how do you have a franchise mode? And I'm doing the quote fingers here, which to me, a franchise mode should always mean in any sport, you're replicating what happens on a day-to-day, week-to-week, year-to-year basis in that sport. That's what every franchise mode should be built on. 2K5 definitely had that. With the weekly prep was Monday through Friday. It won't just no little thing that you prep. It was you had to decide what you did on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Like it was the pure NFL experience.
Yeah.
And again, these aren't groundbreaking features. Like the groundbreaking feature in 2K's franchise, I would say something with the halftime show and the weekly wrap-ups. Because you ain't expecting to see that in a game. You know, I was like, man, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's basic.
Yeah.
It's basic stuff.
Yup.
Oh, look at this. Compensatory picks. Come on, man. Restricted free agents. Man.
A dedicated column, though. That's the thing. The column is dedicated to those positions and things like that. Yeah, okay.
Contract structure. Like Smitty would say, these are days of yesteryear, man. Look at this. Incentive packages. Round-based visit system. Oh, the draft. That's not even it. I'll just skim right past that. Undrafted free agents. Like real ones. UDFAs. Oh, look at this. Holdouts. Waiver wire. Nemesis. Oh man. Oh, and then on top of that, authentic broadcast. And the crazy thing is, my man built all of this himself, man. I wish I was nice with the visuals, man, because I would incorporate some of this in my franchise series, but I don't know how to do none of this stuff. If any of y'all can give me some tips, I got Photoshop and all that, but I don't even know where to start. Like, I don't know how to do this. these things. I don't know how to do that. Like, it's probably not that hard, but again, I'm not a graphics guy, so I would love to learn an easy way. If somebody could give me some tips, like, yo, man, really, you could set up a little template, do this. I would love to present my franchise mode like this. But like I said, it's sad that I got to do that. And Deuce used to do that when he was doing franchise videos, and it made it very interesting to watch because he would do a perspective of, he wouldn't show you the full game. He'd just show you highlights, and then he would come with all of this stuff. And that was immersive. Seeing all of the graphics and stuff, like, oh man, okay, so they 9-2. All of that stuff should be in-game assets. Like, I just don't understand it, man. Man, I just don't get it, Smitty. And again, I hate to be dumping on the game, and the game hasn't even come. Again, this is not taking away how I felt about the gameplay, and we'll see in a week or two. We're getting close how the game still plays, but for a guy who lives and dies in franchise, man, it's just hard. It's hard having to deal with this. I'm not a basketball dude, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard for me to really get into like 2K the way others do. And when I say I'm not a basketball dude, is what I'm saying is I don't know basketball the same way I know football, right? The ins and outs as far as, when you should do this and hedge and all that. I don't know all of the X and O stuff. I know it well enough to play it. I used to play ball all the time. Every week, every weekend, me and my boys, we go out there, we balling all Saturday. But I don't know the sport like that. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not a passion sport of mine. So it sucks that I have to get my franchise depth experience from NBA 2K or MLB The Show. Like, these ain't my sports. My top two sports is football and boxing. Those are the sports I know like this. Back of the hand. So it just kills me that once again, I'm gonna make the game fun in the way I present it, and I'm gonna stick to it this year. Because I know a lot of you guys say, "Man, you be starting the franchise and then you give it up." I'm gonna stick to it because I know y'all like to see it, and the gameplay should keep me engaged. But I have to make it fun as opposed to the game being pleasurable in terms of, because I would love to do a series where it ain't just gameplay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got so many ideas for franchise mode that I would love to incorporate, but it just don't have the depth. So once again, it's going to be a game like Maximum Football that has all of this depth in franchise, but the gameplay ain't going to be on par. It probably will be okay. Why don't we have the AAA title that we can feel good about completely, not just aspects of the game? We should have a AAA football title that we love every aspect of it. We like the gameplay, the presentation, the franchise mode, the single career mode, because all these other games got it. I mean, the depth in NBA 2K is just, got to give it up to them, man. Even if you don't like 2K, the depth, that whole my era. And 2K still has an ultimate team, by the way, right?
Yep.
But they let you play with all of the historic teams. And
yep. Historic teams, historic players. Not just great players too. You got guys that are like Miller Road, and it's all there. Madden, no. This game, yeah.
I feel you, DJ. Because I just started up another one, man. I'm probably like about 30 games in. And then what do you know? As soon as I get deep into this, then I'll probably, according to this pro play, once we find out what this pro play is about, I'm probably gonna be copping 24. But again, it's not my sport. Again, don't get me wrong. I love basketball. I'm a Sixer, but that's not my main thing. So I can play it and have a great time, but it's not like football. Like to me, football is my thing that I played the most, was good at, know the game. I know how to strategize and all of that. I'm not that in basketball. So my basketball, like me playing 2K, you know what? I want to watch a real sim player play 2K, like a sim-minded guy, and see what type of little stuff they doing that I don't do. I do the basics. I call plays, but I'm calling floppy, motion, couple of the series, but I don't know. Like, I don't know what's the best series play to run, when I should hedge, when I should switch. I don't know all of that because that's not my thing. But even still, I still play it because of the depth and all of the other stuff that's going on. Like right now, Tyrese Maxey has the little cross under his foot because he's favoring an injury. So I got to be mindful of that. Now I got to sit him a little bit. I can't play him as many minutes. Like, I love that type of stuff. The off-court stuff that affects what happens on the court. We don't get that from Madden. Because even when they injured, and Smitty, I've been screaming this since they put in big decisions. The big decision is always high risk or not. In Madden, there's no such thing with playing injured, slightly injured. If they get hurt and they come back, you can bring them a week or so earlier, but the risk is extremely high. It's never no in between. And maybe that's because they don't have body fatigue and wear and tear. But it's never an incentive to play the big decision and risk him being high risk, and then he gets the injury. Now he's out for the season.
Right.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm. Hey.
Oh boy.
Sim out here spitting.
Man, I tell you, I'm tired of it. But I'm telling you, I know what people are gonna say. Man, but how you say all that? But then you play the game, dog. Because it's still a game, right? I'm sure I'm still gonna be able to enjoy what Madden is offering. Because I did in the beta. Now, if something changes, I'm gonna let y'all know that. But I did enjoy the gameplay from the beta. I did enjoy the things that they have brought to the table with, the way the game plays now, and the Sapient technology, the player movement. It's way more organic. It's more emotion after the play, all of that little stuff. But I'm still going to, even right here what they're showing, I like the adaptive AI now, where dudes ain't going to be able to just keep spamming the same run play. Now, I wish they would expand that adaptive AI to the secondary.
Yeah.
Even to the offense. I want adaptive AI on offense. I want elite receivers or just good receivers who have, which we know they don't have this as well in franchise. Chemistry. What about a game where the chemistry is in franchise mode and now there's offensive AI where you have a guy like let me think of a guy who used to do this all the time. Golden Tate was good at this. But I'll even say Hines Ward was definitely good at this. Recognizing the blitz, sitting down. Boom, sitting down right in the hole so Ben had a place to throw it. Or popping up into a smoke screen. It wasn't a play call, but that was his AI. Recognizing, I'm hot. And he just turns around. That type of stuff is how you can have offensive AI. Or they claim that they do it in this game as far as the quarterback calling audibles. And I have seen them do it. I like that kind of stuff. Keep building on that field sense stuff, but man. Man, we got to get out of here, guys. I could go on and on and on, but we back. We are back for the foreseeable future. I know sometimes things come up, but this is the time when y'all really like to tune into us when we got these games coming out. So hopefully, Madden drops The 18th.
Yeah.
People get early access. That might be next week. No. Hold on, let me see. What's the day? The 3rd. Next Thursday would be the 10th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, it'd be the 10th because that Monday, because I remember the gameplay blog for 2K, that's the week of the 14th. So starting from there all the way through. That's what I said, like Madden will be out.
There might be early access next Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the early, what I'm thinking about is the pre-order people, and they'll get the game the Tuesday, right? So if it comes out on the 18th, they should get it the Tuesday of that week, which in that case, early access should drop next week.
Oh, okay.
And if early access drops next week, you know, that game might be sent. we might be playing it next week. So we'll see. We'll see. But that's all I got, man. I think I said enough, but that's just it in a nutshell, man. EA, how they develop their games, I just don't quite understand. As a conglomerate, I just don't understand how they move, man. Why FIFA is what it is? Why is NHL the way it is? Why was NBA Live? Think about the year when Live, that last year when it was popping, and then the one and all that. Like, why that was your moment where you would think, oh, Madden should have Superstar then.
Yeah.
I don't understand. And mind you, they in the same building. They were in the same building.
Yep. Same spot.
Me and Smitty sitting in there that one year they invited us to the live event. We sitting in there telling, hey man, y'all need we go to lunch down in the little cafeteria. We was like, yo, what up, Rex? Hey man, if y'all see what Live doing, y'all need to put that in. Like, man.
Yeah, the visual fidelity, yeah. Yep.
One day. It's sad. We getting older, man.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? We not
barely
kids
had any
no more.
gray hairs, you know what I'm saying?
Man,
doing this stuff like
we're gonna be 60 years old out here saying, man, we finally got it. Yo, you booting up, Smitty?
Right.
By that time, nah, man, I'm hitting the bed like 7:30. Come on, man.
Like, they gotta come on with it, man. They gotta do it, bro. They gotta do it.
This is crazy, dog.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
And just to think, like, again, man, where the games was at back then, who you could not have told me. And at 2000, I'm gonna even say 2004. Yeah, because Madden 05 and 2K, you could not have told me in 2004 that Madden or any other game wouldn't be so crazy in 2020. Like, it was times back then where I used to say, what they gonna do next year? That's how we used to feel. So imagine if it was still like that with today's technology and graphics and power. Couldn't imagine it, man. Well, I guess you can. You look at NBA 2K and just imagine that being a football game. So,
yeah.
Oh, now this is a good point. And this is very possible. This is very possible. The NFL, it's possible. Come on, NFL. Y'all trash if that's really something y'all care about. It's a game, dog. Like, stop. But stuff like helmets flying off and stuff and concussions, that's why you don't see that stuff. That's the NFL. Oh, look at that. What's up, Laura? I don't know if you're still here. See, man, I love my Steeler fans. They follow me, Smitty, man. They rock with me on Tuesdays or whatever other days, and then they come watch the game and stuff too. So it's cool that they can appreciate two different deliverables, if you will.
Oh, okay.
But all right, guys, we're gonna go. I think it was fitting for us to do 2 hours tonight because it's been a while, but going forward, we'll try to keep it within that power hour time frame. So that's all I got. So for myself and Smitty, we thank y'all for tuning in with us, man. And hey, maybe next week we'll have some early access or something up on the screen as we talk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Catch y'all later. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah, I hope